Greetings everyone, Brett here with Hammerhead Model Making. We're back with another 5-minute review. This is going to be one of my nostalgic reviews, and I've already spoken about the Accurate Miniatures P-51 kits in a previous video. I'll link that down below. This one's going to be slightly different in the fact that I'm actually going to be comparing the exact same kit, just roughly produced about 30 years apart. So we're going to have the original Accurate Miniatures boxing of the initial P-51 Mustang, and then Academy's rebox of it. And kind of my goal here is, I've talked a lot about my nostalgic, memories of the Accurate Miniature kits. They are very informative for my early modeling development. And while I do enjoy finding the original Accurate Miniature kits, just purely for nostalgic, there are many of those kits that are still available today through reboxes. And so I just kind of figured I'd show you the differences or non-differences between the original and the reboxing. So anytime you see the parts in dark green, this is the original Accurate Miniatures kit. And then the gray is the Academy rebox. And you can see here that I think the Accurate Miniature molds have held up very well after 30 years. There's very little flash on the Academy kit. And I mean, when you're comparing them side by side, there's very little difference in the quality, in the details. You know, it does not look like the Accurate Miniature molds have been wearing down at all. And I think that's really impressive. Now, it's entirely possible that within a few years, these kits will be rendered obsolete by something new coming along. But for the time being, if you want an early Allison engine Mustang in 48 scale, these are the only kits available. But you do just know that you do have modern options when it comes to boxings of this kit, and I'll explain why that's really important just a little bit later on. But you can see here that the plastic is largely the same, the quality is the same, it's the exact same kit. I'm not going to be showing you guys the clear parts, but the clear parts are pretty much identical in all respects. I couldn't find a difference between them. Here's going to be your biggest difference, is the decals. The original Accurate Miniature decals only comes with markings or options for one set of markings, and that's it. Usually whatever's on the box art. And I've tried using original Accurate Miniature decals, and the ones that I've used literally just disintegrate as soon as you put them into water. So after 30 years, they're just not good. Academy decals, on the other hand, for one thing, you're getting 4 different options for markings, which is awesome, but these are going to be much better, much newer, and much more modern decals that are going to hold up. And so the rebox might be a slightly better option just for that fact. Another thing is the original Accurate Miniature instructions here are pretty primitive. Now, granted, they actually have a really good written set of instructions in conjunction with the pictures that have very specific paint callouts and things like that. The problem is it's just they're not intuitive, and you have to read through huge blocks of text to find information that you need. And yeah, they're not great instructions. Academy, on the other hand, has actually taken the original Accurate Miniature instructions and really broken them down, step by step, along with very nice pictures of the actual kit parts, how they go together, and it really helps fill in a lot of the gaps that the original instructions have. So definitely kudos to Academy for not just copying and pasting the original instructions, but actually making something new and significantly better. Now, you do get 4 marking options in the Academy kit, 2 US-based aircraft and 2 UK-based aircraft. They're very nice, appropriate for the early Mustang markings. They look really good, offers you some good options, and I think you'd have fun, picking any of these options and painting them. One of the British options has the classic, dark earth, dark green camouflage paint scheme, which I think would look really good on this Mustang. So, who knows? I'm torn on what options to pick, but I think all of them are good out of the box. So, yeah, I figured I would kind of at least give you an idea that, hey, look, some of these old kits are reboxed through other manufacturers. I know Academy has a few different reboxes of old Accurate Miniature kits, specifically some of the Mustangs, as well as some of the B-25 kits that Accurate Miniature put out. I believe Italeri has a few different molds of some of the old Accurate Miniature molds, and I think maybe even Classic Airframes may have picked up some of their molds as well. Scale mates will be your best friend here when trying to determine if any of the old Accurate miniature kits have modern reboxes. Most of them do. Oh, and I think Academy also has the Avengers in rebox form. So they're still out there. Most of the time, they're still like top tier for the specific aircraft that they have. Um, so, I definitely recommend go check on ScaleMates, look at the old AccuMiniature kits and see if they have any modern reboxes. I think you might be surprised that you can still pretty much find most of them today, to this day. So, yeah, this was just an informative little video. I hope it helps. If you have any questions down below, let me know. I am definitely a huge fan of the old Accurate miniature kits. I've mentioned that multiple times. It's definitely not a secret. And if you ever have questions about them, I've built pretty much most of them at some point in my life. I'd be happy to answer questions. Anyways, hope you're all doing great. Thanks for watching the video. We'll see you on the next one.